In this video, we are going to continue our work with rates, and today are going to be specifically talking about speed. So let's get started. All right, so we know that speed is when you're driving in a car, you're going a certain amount of distance in a certain amount of time. Distance, rate, your speed, and time are all interrelated to each other. The longer you drive, the farther you drive. The faster you go, the quicker you'll get there. Those are related to each other. There is an equation that you might talk about in science class. Today, we're going to more talk about it in terms of equivalent ratios. So let's think about this here. Your aunt drives at a constant speed of 45 miles per hour. So we know that per hour is going to mean for 1 hour. So let's write that as a rate here. 45 miles in 1 hour. How far will your aunt travel in 20 minutes? So we know that your aunt is going to be driving for 20 minutes. We do not know how far she's going to get. That's what we're trying to figure out. So 45 miles to 1 hour would be how many miles to 20 minutes? The first thing I need to do here is I'm going to change out this 1 hour to say 60 minutes, because we cannot have hours and minutes. We have to change them both to the same thing. Now I've created a situation where I can go from 60 minutes to 20 minutes by dividing by 3. If I divide my amount of time by 3, I can also divide my mileage by 3 to keep the equivalent rate. 45 miles divided by 3 would be 15 miles. So your aunt can travel 15 miles in 20 minutes. All right, let's move on. Lisa bikes at a constant speed of 8 miles per hour. So she's going to go 8 miles in 1 hour. If she bikes for 30 minutes, how far will she travel? So again, we have hours and minutes. We need to make those both the same. So I'm going to change that 1 hour to say 60 minutes. 60 minutes divided by 2 gives me 30 minutes. So 8 miles divided by 2 gives me 4 miles. How far does she travel? She travels 4 miles in 30 minutes. All right, let's move forward. A bus travels 70 miles in 2 hours. So that's my first rate. What is the speed of the bus in miles per hour? So we want to know per hour or for 1 hour. To go from 2 hours to 1 hour, we're going to divide by 2. To go from 70 miles to 1 mile, to go from 70 miles, we're also going to divide by 2. 70 miles divided by 2 gives us 35 miles. So the speed of the car is 35 miles per hour. Because as we can see here, we go 35 miles an hour. All right, let's move forward. A bus traveled 300 miles in 6 hours. What was the speed or rate in miles per hour? So we want to know what is the speed per hour. To go from 6 hours to 1 hour, we're going to divide by 6. 300 divided by 6 would be 50. So the speed is 50 miles per hour. And HR means hour, if I did not say that before. All right, let's move on to our final example. A truck drove 32 miles per hour, 32 miles in 1 hour. It took 2 hours to travel between the stops. So the time that we want is 2 hours. What is the distance between the stops? To go from 1 hour to 2 hours, we multiply by 2. To go from 32 miles, we will also multiply by 2. If we multiply the hours by 2, we also need to multiply the miles by 2. 32 times 2 would be 64 miles. All right, we are going to pause here and we will continue to go over this as a class. But for now, we are going to stop and I will talk to you soon.